Hi, my name is Pete Greenwood and I'm the lead pastor of Inner West Anglican Church and a graduate of Ridley College. You know, the Inner West is a pretty amazing place. It sits at the intersection of Melbourne's hard-working industrial past and its radically expanding future. The factories and stockyards have long gone, but the close relationships of neighbourhood community remains. It is one of the few places in Melbourne's inner suburbs that can still be truly called a village. And yet this community is disconnected from God. A huge percentage of people put no religion on the census, with many more only nominally religious. And there are very few Christian churches committed to the truth of the gospel, Christ-centered community, or the priority of mission. In 2011, I was studying at Ridley and had just moved into an apartment with a good mate in Kensington. I remember in that first week us saying to each other, "This place is so great. Wouldn't it be awesome to plant a church here one day?" And just 4 years later, I found myself sitting in Richard Condy's office at St Jude's, hearing him say, "We as a church feel like God is calling us to plant a church in Kensington. Is that something you'd be interested in?" So in 2015, we planted Inner West Church with a vision to see many lives transformed by the gospel. One of the greatest experiences of church I've had is when I've been part of a community who have radically loved each other. That's what was in my heart when we started Inner West, and that's how we decided to do church. Not centered around a 2-hour Sunday event, but around a people doing life together in community on mission. We call these groups missional communities. This is the way we believe that God is calling us to reach the unchurched of the Inner West by inviting them into a community of people living out the gospel in word and deed. One thing I've found is that as easy as this is to say, it's much harder to do. Intentional gospel community brings out the mess of broken people to the surface. But in that mess shines many evidences of God's grace as the Holy Spirit transforms us both individually and as a church. Through my time at Ridley, I've seen how God has been working to build his kingdom in Melbourne. Ridley wasn't just a place that I went to and then left. It was there that I was formed alongside a cohort of men and women who are still out there on the front lines of ministry. The future of gospel ministry is all the brighter because of the work of Ridley in training faithful ministers who love Jesus and love his church. In God's grace, through the Spirit's power, Jesus will be lifted up in Melbourne, Australia, and the world.